starting 3 new Toastmasters clubs for adults, one for the community she lives in, one for a spiritual community she is part of, and one for her workplace. Please help me in welcoming Bindu Chintha. Many communicate, few connect. Many communicate, few connect. Bindu Chintha.
Thank you so much, Karen, for that warm welcome. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm honored and privileged to talk with you all and to talk with about one of my favorite subjects I have been working on since last months or so. As Karen shared in her introduction, I'm a John Maxwell certified speaker, trainer, coach. Out of all the programs, there are many wonderful programs by John Maxwell, one of them being becoming a person of influence or learning the few things of how to personal growth and also putting your dream to test and leadership gold. Many beautiful concepts are there, which I have learned through. But this one, what I'm going to share with you all is one of my very passionate and close to my heart. And I also believe it is because it is it's very something which we all can relate to, like as communication skills, what we learn here or do here in Toastmasters world. So without much ado, let me get started with my presentation for this morning. That is, everyone communicates and few everyone communicates, few connect. So let me go ahead and make this in a presentation mode. Yes, everyone communicates, few connect. This quote by Dr. John C. Maxwell says it all. If you ask me what one thing you can do to be more successful, I would say learn to communicate. Not only communicate, but also connect. So that is what I'm here to share with you all today, a few tidbits. So what could change as I go through this session? I want to keep these anchors back of your mind, like what could change in your life if you developed as a better connector? Why are you here? What is it you are really trying to get from this particular session? So if you become a better connector, in which part of your life, at work life, personal life, or wherever it is, what is the one change you can bring in your life if you developed as a better connector? And by connecting better, how could you make that greater impact in your relationships? It may not be just in our family or friends and family, but also at your workplace. So if you become a better connector, how are you going to inspire your teams, or how much your drive is going to become contagious to your teams, also maybe becoming influential? So what is it if you connect better, how could you make that greater impact what is it you can bring to your relationships? And last but not least, how could you multiply the difference and impact you have on others by working to become a better connector? So just as we go through this session, keep those things back of your mind. Just think about, okay, what is it I'm trying to get, or what is it I'm trying to influence others as we go through this session. So with that, let us go ahead and jump into our session this morning. So today I'm going to talk to you all about 5 things.
Drops from your small.
Okay, let me bring it back. So 5 things I would like to talk with you all in this morning. That is, connecting increases our influence in every situation. Connecting is all about others. Connecting is kind of a skill which we all can develop more than a natural talent. And connectors create an experience that everyone enjoys. And connectors inspire people. So let us see these 5 things in detail, what this is all and how it can help us in our day-to-day life. So first thing, connecting increases your influence in every situation. So as a leaders, one thing what we want to bring to our teams is not only inspire them, but also understand what their goals are, and influence them to achieve those goals, whatever they have set. I mean, identifying as a coach, identifying their strengths, weaknesses, and then influence them or inspire them to achieve what they're trying to achieve. So when we are connecting with audience or any members, our team members or anything, it all starts with our attitude. It is not only how we are connecting with others, but also why we want to connect with these people. If it is a new group, maybe in our organization, or maybe right now as we are starting new Toastmasters year, and we are having the division directors are having those group of area directors, and area directors are having those group of clubs whom they are going to visit and make connections with. So that time, understanding not only how we are connecting with these people, but why we are connecting with each of these individuals, and what is it we are attempting to achieve. So it is always driving them to not only those goals, whatever club goals or whatever, but Toastmasters is always comes down to member. What is that member trying to achieve or trying to get from this Toastmasters world? If we are clear about that particular aspect, I think we will be able to work with individuals and connect them in a much deeper manner. So understanding not only how, but also why we are trying to connect with those people, having a clarity on that, I think which will help us to influence that individual. So connecting is nothing but it is our ability to identify with people and to relate them in a way that increases your influence with them. I would like to ask why we want to influence anybody. So influencing is nothing but making them do something, but it is also helping them, helping that individual to achieve what they're set to achieve. Like with that only, we will be able to inspire them to do some things in our Toastmasters world. So connecting, the three things I want to share over here. When we are connecting with one-on-one, when we are connecting, trying to make connection with the people. So it is about talking more about what they are trying to achieve, understanding their background, understanding where they are coming from, what are their interests, what is it inspires them, what is it they're trying to do. So keeping these things in our in conversations might be able to help us connect with that person in much more deeper manner, and bringing something of value. Like if you know something, you have some knowledge of that particular aspect, what they're looking for, sharing it with them, a story, book, or web link, whatever it is. When we give that value add to that individual, we will be able to make a better connection with those members. Then at the close of every connection, what you can do to help them, what is it I can do. I mean, this wonderful concept of, if you all might have heard in our Toastmasters world, servant leadership, right? So before coming to Toastmasters, I never heard that concept of servant leadership. I thought in as we have seen in our technology or in our IT professional world, there is some managers and then some hierarchy is there. So you just listen to those managers because we have to listen to them, or they are the ones who are managing teams. But once we come to Toastmasters world, it's no more a power, it's no more a your designation, what you are in Toastmasters world. It is all about how you are serving others, how you are serving others to bring out the best in them. So keeping that at the back of our mind, like what I can do for this person in order to help them achieve what they're trying to achieve. If that is clear, then I think I believe we will be able to make a wonderful connection with the people. Now, connecting in a group, if you're not one-on-one person, you go to Toastmasters meetings or maybe visits, your club visits or anything in a group. So whatever they did best, they might have got some new members, or they might have, some of the members might have accomplished some leadership goals, awards, like a certain levels they have finished. So identifying those and complementing those actions in the group and their ideas, that will really help us to connect with that group of people. And looking for ways to add value, again, whatever we know, sharing that with them. Hey, you can find that simple information on District 8 website in so and so resources link or something like that. When you give that information to them, whatever it might be, very we know that, but the individuals who are coming new might not know. So just sharing that information, doing a value add, and also celebrating their successes. This we take it for very least granted. Sometimes I see even clubs, they work on so much to get members to achieve goals, but once they achieve, we take it we don't spend that much time to celebrate. So celebrating those small successes, sharing an email, a division director maybe sending an email to all trio and everybody that, hey, these clubs, these are the individuals who achieved. So that will give a very good inspiration to the people. So these are a few things what we might want to keep in our mind. So just to have that more, not only just communicate, but also making that difference by connecting with them. And when you're in an audience group, you are giving a keynote, or you're talking, or you're giving some kind of a speech or anything like that in a broader audience, sharing them how excited you are being there, and letting them know what the value you are bringing to them. And not only them or their organization, you are also learning within each and every interaction. We learn from others as well. So sharing that with that group of people will help us to connect with the audience. So these are the few things what I want to share when we want to influence one-on-one groups or audience. Now the second aspect, let us see, connection is all about others. We know this very much in Toastmasters world, particularly. Leadership is all about how we are serving others. It's no more about our roles or anything like that. That is what is Toastmasters is all about. And so as leadership is about others, connecting is also about, not about you, not about me. It is about that other person. What are their interests? What are their perspectives? As much as we understand that other person, that much we will be able to connect with that person deeply. So what do you do when everyone are leading? Okay, this particular one, for example, you go into a group, or even in our club we see, for example, not everyone will be in consensus with what we are trying to share with them, right? So you have something like maybe different values or different beliefs or different ideas. So what do you do? What do you do in that kind of a situation? So I mean, there are many other ways, talking one-on-one, or making sure like what understanding their difficulties. Why are they doing what, from why are they saying what they're trying to say? What is it, their perspective? But more than that, I think to speed up the process or to move on with what we currently have with the team, I think common ground is a very common, very viable solution. That a common finding that common ground where everyone's needs, everyone's beliefs, everyone values intersect. Something we can agree on. So just having that agreement, working towards that, instead of making more differences, bringing them together on a common ground. As a leader, that is a very important thing we all should cultivate, bringing all these team members to one consensus or finding that common ground. So why is it important? Why is it that we need to bring everyone to contribute, or everyone to bring one common ground? Because we cannot work individually. This is a group organization or a group thing. So we just can't things to done by ourselves. Everything cannot be done by ourselves. We need that collaboration. Even if each person can contribute 10%, we have 10 members, for example, if each of them can contribute 10% more, than if we can make them contribute 10% more than what they can, we get 100%. We get 100% of what we are trying to accomplish. So that's why getting everyone to some consensus is so important, so that we can our results can exponentially increase. So that's what the productivity increases. Instead of working one-on-one, I mean, when a group setting comes, that effort also goes, the teamwork also goes or increases exponentially. So connecting is all about others. It's not most of the time it is not about ourselves. And sometimes in a leadership role, we even come across these questions. I'm trying to say something. Why are they not listening to me? Or why are not people helping me? Or why are they not following what I'm trying to say? Isn't it? But if you see these questions in front of you, I think we all know what is wrong with these questions, isn't it? It's all, I'm thinking about myself, me. Why are people not listening to me? But it's not about ourselves, right? Connecting is all about others. So spending time to think where they're coming from, what are their difficulties, having that empathy and thinking, being in their shoes, understanding them. So if we can do those things, then we will be able to have a consensus in the group, and then we all can move forward to achieve whatever we are trying to achieve for our particular area, division, or even for district. So connecting is all about others. And when you are connecting with others, these are few things. Again, we can keep them in perspective that what is it value I can bring to these people. And if we have a same belief, hey, I also like that. I also am interested in the same thing. So when you share those similar values, people will believe in us more and they can connect with us more. So these are a few things what I wanted to share. And again, in a group, I always identifying their strength, celebrating their success, whatever they have achieved, that will really help them or make them more connect with us as an individual as well. So the third one, this is the third one we are talking about. Connecting is more a skill. We all sometimes think, oh, I mean, these people, some people are really so born talented with connecting, making those connections with the people. But it is a skill. It is a skill we all can learn. And in that skill, I want to talk about 5 things what we can focus on in order to bring or cultivate or develop that skill of connecting with people. So first thing is relationships. Second is insight, success, ability, and sacrifice. Let us see very briefly on what do I mean by these 5 things. Relationships. For example, if we know anybody in their family, like maybe are they in the same school we went to, or same community we live in, something when we say to any particular person, hey, I know that someone in that person or some that community, that immediately builds that credibility for that person. Oh, I can relate to this person in that level. So so whenever we are meeting a new person, just see what is the commonality between us. Like and relationships really plays a very amazing part in that, making that connection with a new person. So quickest way, it is one of the quickest way to gain credibility with a person or group. And the second one is insight. So if for example, if you know they're working on something, they're working on maybe achieving level 5 in this particular next 6 months. So you have some insight how you did it or how you can do. So sharing that plan with them. This is the way you can achieve that. Or maybe DTM. If somebody is working on a DTM, and if you're already a DTM, then sharing that plan with them, how you did, immediately helps them to connect with you, and gives you can share that expertise with them. That is one of the reasons people develop that respect towards you, and also sense of communication connection with us, isn't it? That is a very good way of developing connections, by sharing our whatever you know about that particular concept, sharing with them the insight. And then success, what I have done. It's not only what I have done, I think even what they're trying to achieve. Both ways, it goes both ways. So if I achieve DTM, then I can share those learnings with them. Or if I did my level 5 a keynote speech, I can help them what is the concept they can choose, and then how they can develop their keynote. Something whatever I have achieved, sharing that advice with them will help us immediately connect with that people. And then last 2 things are what you can, what ability, I mean, what else I can bring it to the table. Like hey, I can connect with you in the mornings if they're having some struggle, something kind of a motivation they need. What else you can bring to the table to help them achieve what they set to achieve. So that is the ability. And the last one is maybe some sacrifices. I also have gone through these kind of problems, because whenever we are trying to achieve something big, we all need to come across some kind of difficulties, some kind of constraints, and everything. We all need to go through them. So sharing that with them will help them to connect with us. Okay, if we are all on the same problems, everybody faces same problems. So that will this is one of the aspects we can keep. So those are the 5 things which we can use to develop that skill of connecting. It's not a born talent or something like that. When we can make use of these 5 things, we should be able to make those connections in much more wonderful manner. And now I'm talking about the last 2. So one is the connectors create an experience everyone enjoys. So this question, I think everybody can relate to. Like, which teacher did you have in high school who made their class a positive experience? we all can remember that teacher whom we are so close with, right? If we can close our eyes and think about our high school, middle school, there will be one teacher always smiling, always with a positive attitude, and made you feel right at home, leaving you, as though you are in school, whatever difficulties it is, but you always look forward to attend that class, just not only with that subject, but also maybe just to be with that teacher. And then definitely, if we are love the teacher, then we might have developed interest for that particular subject as well. So what do you remember? What is that whole experience? We connected with her or him, right? So what did they do? They created a positive experience in that minimum, in that amount of time. So that is what we all want to think about and maybe cultivate for our teams, for our club members or area directors or whomever. So to that group, we always should strive to create that kind of a positive experience, which will help us to connect with those people. And these are four things which will, I think, help us to create that kind of experience. You all will agree, I believe. Humor, right? Humor. I mean, even when we look back our speeches with who people might have given to us, don't we think we might have remembered those speeches which made us laugh more than anything, right? Oh my goodness, what kind of a funny story it was for that person. We might have connected with that person. They have built credibility, they have gained our respect, and then we can reach out to them very easily for anything, any kind of a problem. So humor, and then heart. I mean, just some emotional stories where we can share, where we might have shared. Even those stories make us feel connected with that people, and something they have inspired us to do. They have done something massive, something big, and we can't forget that how they might have achieved, and it inspired us for us to take some action. It could be as simple as getting up early in the morning, or making a gratitude journal, or spending more time with our family. It could be anything, but they inspired us to do something better in our lives. We definitely remember those kind of individuals, and they helped us to do something. So whenever you are connecting with people, or thinking to create that wonderful positive experience, think about these four things, how you can bring that experience to the people. So with that, I think we will be able to, all of us should be able to create a positive experience for people to remember for long times. So if you want to get your message across, you have to learn how to communicate in someone else's world. I mean, thinking about from their perspective, right? How do we communicate? I do a lot of youth leadership programs. I'm so passionate about Toastmasters. After I got my DTM, I stayed back to share what I learned in this wonderful organization. And one of the things what I do is bringing that program to youth, because I believe any change you want to bring, and you can bring it at that level. And also one simple thought of, if I would have known about this program in my childhood, how much incredible difference it could have made in my life. That simple thought inspired me to bring this program to the youth. And whenever I'm talking to them, I will not be able to talk in this way with the kids, right? So we should be able to communicate from their world. Hey, who want to be a timer today, or who is going to give their wonderful speech today? Something, whatever, in that manner. So it depends on whom you're talking to, and then modifying our dialogue or modifying our interaction with them will help us to convey our message more strongly to those groups. And so how do you get out of the world and into the world of your listener, and understanding their perspective from where they are coming from will help us to connect with those audience much stronger. So make that experience enjoyable for your attendance, for your audience. Like, how can you capture your attention? Talking to them what they understand. Since today it is Toastmasters world, all my examples are from Toastmasters world. But if I'm giving the same talk in my organization, in a finance organization, or in a real estate world, I will take some examples based on what they can understand. So that is the way we connect with the people. If we take the same kind of thing to all kind of organizations or all kind of audience, I don't think we will be able to connect with them. So making sure we understand what is audience need, and making that talk in that way, so that it can be memorable for them, and also it can value add for those audience. And last but not least, connectors inspire people. Obviously, with all things, whatever I said, with all things, if you can do, we connectors inspire people. So it all adds up to inspiration, right? So now what they understood from your topic, what they got it, and then what they see, like what the credibility this person have, like what is their experience, and then finally what they feel. So if you can make all these three together, then you will be able to inspire those audiences. So what people need to know is, they need to know that you understand them, like their perspective, their struggles, their problems, everything. Do you get it? Like understanding their perspectives is and it is focused on them. It is not focused on yourself, on us, for example. So once we can do that, then we will be able to make that connection with them immediately, the first connection. Then what they see, like I mean, what, like are you experienced to talk on what you are trying to talk, or how much are you are passionate about? If you are not passionate about people, or if you are not passionate, genuinely passionate about what they're trying to do, it will be obviously visible. So making that making them know, or making them see, like how much you are passionate or compassionate about those people, or having that empathy and everything. So make them see like what you are. And then last but not least, once they do those two things, the most important equation in this inspiration is like how, what they feel. They just need to feel your passion for the subject. Like for Toastmasters or whatever it is, public speaking or communication skills or leadership skills, whatever it is, your main goal is, they should be able to feel the subject of what you are trying to talk to them. And then last but not least, how confident you are when you are trying to converse with them. So that also helps in people connecting with you. So when we do those three things, you will be able to make good connections with the people. So helping people to move from I know how to do that, to do now, I can do this now. So I want to share this acronym with you, the ACT. So they need to know what are the things they need to apply, and then apply those things in your day-to-day life to bring that change in your day-to-day life. And then for the things you learned, whatever you taught them, they can even teach them to the other people, not only for their application, but also they can teach to the other people as well. When you do that, you are inspiring people to move from where they are to where they can be. So this final quote, I think, makes it all together. There may be no single thing more important in our efforts to achieve meaningful work and fulfilling relationships than to participate, than to learn the practice of art of communication. Not only communication, but also going beyond and making connection with those people. So everyone communicates, but only few connect. If you can use some of the pointers what we have seen in this presentation, you will not only you will no more communicate, you will connect with the audience, with a group of people, whomever you are trying to whomever you are trying to interact with. So thank you so much for participating in this session. Now I'll take a break here, and I'll see what questions you might have, or any thoughts you have around this concept, anything you want to bring up, maybe something resonated with you, or something which I didn't cover. You thought like, oh, this will add a value in order to connect with the people. I would love to listen to that.
Thank you very much, Bindu. You did a great presentation. I was wondering if the presentation will be available for us to see. I couldn't write everything down as you were speaking because the slides were going so fast. Is it something that we'll be able to see later?
Sure, absolutely. Maybe not in the presentation, but some PDF or something. I should be able to share that information with you all. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Oh, someone said my English teacher. Okay, yes, of course. I mean, maybe I loved my which teacher? I mean, many teachers. I'm trying to think of from many teachers. Maybe my maths teacher. Yeah, I'm into engineering. I got into engineering and everything because of her. How she taught, how she made it very easy and simple. Those hard concepts and everything. Yeah, we all have that teacher whom we love.
One of the questions in the chat is, Wonderful. How do you connect with someone who doesn't open up easily?
That's a wonderful question. So, creating that belief in them is the first aspect. Making them feel like this is a safe, fail-safe environment. Nobody is judging here or nobody is criticizing here. So this is a fail-safe environment. You can feel completely confident. You can feel safe here. So once if we are able to create that bridge, that environment for them, then they themselves will start opening up. I think that's what we see even in our Toastmasters world, right? People will be very hesitant at the first. They don't talk, they don't even take any roles, nothing like that. But slowly, slowly, they'll start taking simple roles. It is all because the encouragement we give them. Hey, even if they do such a small thing, we see the good in them, what they did well. When we start encouraging them, they feel motivated. They feel, oh, yes, I think I can, if I can do this counter role, I think I can go up and do maybe grammarian role or a timer. Then they'll slowly come up with like a table topics master, then general evaluator, and one fine day maybe a Toastmaster. So giving them the confidence that no judgment, no criticism, this is a fail-safe environment, they'll start opening up. You'll be surprised. They themselves will start opening up. Hope that helps.
And Paula Williams added in the chat that mentorship is the key. And Charlotte Ozen stated that you had a wonderful presentation, inspirational and impactful. I will take ACT action. That is great. So I'm going to take this question. You mentioned connecting with the audience. What are some ways you do this within your teaching experience?
Absolutely. And somebody was asking, what is the T in ACT? T is teach. A is for apply. C is for change. Applying those principles, you can change. And T is you can take it one step forward and teach those principles as well. And now I'll come back to my other question of how you can make connection with the audience. Today, I know it's an online world, but in person, if it is, then I'll make sure to be there definitely a bit early, and then whenever audience are there in the room, I try to connect with them before my presentation itself, understand their backgrounds, what they are looking for, some things like that. And especially that first slide, what I did, hey, as I go through this presentation, keep these pointers like why are you here, what is it you're trying to get from this presentation. So excuse me, understanding those things will help us to connect, helped me to connect with the audience. And if I know any particular person is open.
See where they have the closed captions?
Yeah, if I can connect, I mean, those are the few things what I use to make connections with my audience.
So I'm not seeing another question, but I have a question for you, Bindu.
Yeah. Yes.
I was kind of surprised to see that connecting is not a talent or something that comes natural. It's a skill, and I find that interesting because I have never heard of connecting being a skill before.
Okay. Yeah, even I thought that, Karen, I completely agree with you, because I thought as influencers, we should be able to connect with the people. But sometimes we feel, right, how much ever I'm striving, how much ever I'm trying, I'm not being able to connect with this person or with this particular group of people. They're not understanding me. What is wrong? What is it I'm trying to do wrong? Like, because we might connect with some group of people, some people, but not with everybody. So I think that is why this concept has come through, like, because, and why is it important to connect with people? Because as a leaders, that is what we try to do, influence people to bring out the best out of them. If we cannot make a connection at all with the group of people, then there is no way we will be able to bring that change or help them to achieve what they said to achieve, right? So the basic thing is connection, and I think that's why these few things are there, which will help us to make it better.
We also, Paula Williams put in encouragement make people thrive. Very true. And Carl, I'm not going to use your last name because I'm going to kill it. He asked you to please comment on cultural context of connecting.
Okay, cultural context of connecting. Definitely, this also I have came across in my experiences. It is better not to say anything if we don't know about that other culture or religion, instead of saying something that might hurt that individual, hurt that group of people. That's a practice I follow. And so if wherever you're going, or even in your club, for example, especially that comment I had one slide, what if everyone won't agree your beliefs or ideas or everything like that. So we think like, oh, this might not happen, but they do happen in our day-to-day world, even in our workplace and everything. So finding that common ground is the best way. This time, this is what we are planning to do, understanding each other. So I think the key is finding that common ground and just moving forward.